Jason Kills 32 here with another board game review. This one will do things a little differently. I'm gonna talk about the game a little bit, then I'm going to show you how to play the game, and then I'll give you my thoughts and opinions afterwards after playing the game. Try to format this a little more. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about Relic, which is based off of the Talisman system. Like Undead Viking calls it Space Talisman. It's really enjoyable. Wanted to talk about a couple things I'll bring up later. Not to go ahead and spoiler or anything, but I love this game. It's got a bad review, like a bad ranking. I think much lower. I think it's like a 6 something, if that, on Board Game Geek, and this game is worth way more than that. I think it gets a lot of flack because it's in the Warhammer universe, but they've been proven to where they can come out with good systems and good games that are not, the miniatures game. I think people associate Warhammer with miniatures fighters, and that it doesn't have a lot of depth. And I think they're proven otherwise with their systems, with the role playing, with this system, even though it's based off of Talisman, they changed it so much, it's not even the same game. And I'll go through a little bit of that. But even with the living card game, I said this, one of my favorite living card games, actually, probably the one that's brought out a little bit more than others when I have a chance to just sit down and play 2-player games, unless we're learning one of these games for these purposes. And enjoyment purposes, because you have to learn before Sunday. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to edit and cut to me showing you how the game is kind of played, just a brief overview of the different decks and the different strategies. This game is not easy by any means if you go in early before you level up. And I'll talk to you about that and how you can lose out pretty quickly. But we'll go through all that in just 1 minute. Okay guys, so I'm all set up now. So now I'm just going to go through the game board. As you look at the board here, there are several different decks on the sides of the board. So over here, you got your character sheet right here, and on top you got a little dial that you keep all there. The basic object of the game is each character has a starting position that is labeled onto their card. You go to there, you roll a dice, and it tells you how many moves you can go either way to go around the board. From there, since he's got that, you pull 2 counters and lay them down. Like right here, we pulled an item. Let's see if you can get that in. Spend 1 influence to use this battle bonus. Just different things like that. Let's see here. It's an ally. Let's see, find a boss. Okay. Like right here's a boss, or just a monster that you would fight. Okay, so basically what you would do is it has a dice check up there for 3. You roll, and then add that modifier, and then you have to roll the dice and see, add it to your strength or whatever that would be. That was willpower right there, so it's a willpower check to see if you can defeat that monster. So it's very simple. It can get pretty ugly pretty quick. And I will go through the board real quick here. 1 second. I have difficulties. Let's go ahead and go through the character sheet first, so and take a look at that. I think the way they set this up is really cool. Let's go through there. Basically, way that the character sheet works is on there. It tells you your power limit, and it can go up and down. Basically, you start off and you choose a character from anyone. This one's really good because it can evade monsters and just leave them laying around the board. She's really good. I hate playing against her. But on each one they tell you the strength, the willpower, the cunning, and the life. And then you adjust the dial. You start off at the start position. After each level with each different character, once you go up a level by turning in 6 points worth of monster cards, you can go up whatever it says, you can go up on there. So that will say you can go up 1 on your cunning check, and then on that icon right there you can choose, 1 second, you can gain an attribute of your choice from 3. Now each monster has their own special abilities and perks, and they vary between each character, which can help you out through the game. So it's a really nice way to actually hold everything and keep everything in track. That I kind of wish just the idea of the card slots right in there, you know, it's kind of cool. So I thought that was very cool. The basic concept of this, if you've never played Talisman before, is to get to the center. What you'll do is before the game you'll choose one of the scenarios over here. This is just the basic one, get to the center first, which, you know, when you're first starting out, even that one can be hard, because dice rolls, you know, they're either for or against you. You know, there's even certain ones where you have a monster at the end you have to fight, and that's really cool. But let's say you get this one where you have to just get to the center first. I'm going to try and see if I can get and show you on the board. But if you can see, when you get to the inner gate, the only way to get to the inner circle is by maintaining one of the relics from the relic deck. And you have to turn in 3 quests to get a relic. And a lot of the quests actually deal with losing life and coming close to death and still living. You know, you have to be defeated by so many amount of monsters to complete a quest. I got a lot of those. But if you look on the inside of the board here, which I know you can't see it, but when you go around from the Guardians of the Rift to the Warp Rift, it's basically, you know, dice checks all the way through. And if your skills, you haven't acquired enough items and things to actually help you with your dice checks, you will not make it through here. Like on this one, you know, you roll 1 die, and 1 to 2 you get 3 corruption cards. You know, 3 to 4 you get 2 corruption cards. 5 to 6 you get 1. I got screwed because of that, because I had 2 corruption cards and I rolled a 2. I mean, I got 3 corruption cards, and by the time I got here, tested willpower of 14, I needed a 6th to test that willpower because of the other things I lost. I had to draw a corruption card and start over. That was not happening. But that's basically it. It's not that hard. You know, you have your various decks, and I'll go ahead and go through which decks and try to get in over there. Yeah, there's tokens too. You know, once charges that you can have on certain cards, because certain weapons gives you a limited how many times you can use them for the modifiers on your dice check. And then those little Warhammer icons are that's your currency, your money, your influence. But basically, you know, start off your deck, you got your mission cards right there, the one with the compass, and then your relic card. And this blue deck, that's what gives you your war gear and all of your items that you're going to found. That's called your power card, and on there it's going to give you just basically bonuses. This is the corruption card with the chaos logo. I always call it a chaos deck. This deck can be good and can be bad. You get 6 of the cards, you have to restart. If you actually just die because of, you know, you lose lives or you go down to 0, you basically just reset your player and go to a section of the board, and you can start back over. You just lose items and things like that. If you get 6 of these cards, you have to discard your player entirely and start with a fresh player right there. It happens quite a bit. It sucks. Then you got your three decks right there for each type of checks and encounters that you're going to go through in the game. All in all, this is very fun. The bust, I didn't show you the bust on these. They're all super cool. Let me see if I can get that in. Put some light on it. Bam. I didn't think that I would like it being on the pond at first, but when you actually get it in real life, it's kind of cool. It's bulky to move around. Let's see here. Here's the Space Marine, which he actually has a very good modifier that kind of helps out with some of his flaws. Otherwise, he tanks through a lot of stuff. I actually gave it a chance to play with him and then I regretted it. Just the whole system though, everything's really nice, component quality is really high. But let me head on over and tell you what I think of the game. Alright, I don't know how that's going to work, but let's try it. Let's talk about what I think of this game. I enjoyed it immensely, from opening it up and just going through all the components and seeing the die, you know, the wheels up top that keep track of, you know, your levels and everything all in one nice neat place. Some people do complain about the board, say it's too busy. I don't think it's too busy. Every place has its purpose. Every place is, it's cool and interesting. You always find yourself looking at different spots and, you know, reading something. You're like, oh, well, it's cool. You know, because if you're not drawing encounters, you're going through a different thing like the bombard. You know, choose a space in any tier and discard all threat cards from that space and gain 1 influence for each card discarded. You know, stuff like that's cool. You know, it can help you out in the game. It's not that nasty as the regular talisman is. It's nowhere near as mean. It doesn't last as long, but it did last us a little bit, you know, getting on, learning the new rules and everything. But other than that, yeah, we were able to pick it up and go through it pretty well. I think we're going to go through and play it again a few more times. It's probably going to go down, you know, at least once every 2 weeks. It's kind of hard, you know, this is a 4-player, so it's not as bad. Getting players to the table to play this one, not lately. I kind of wish it would. I don't know. Yeah, for 2 to 4. I wish it would fit up some more players. I mean, I guess you could add on players and just play them, but you only get 4 of those things. So it's, you know, it was enjoyable. The dice roll really kind of stirs things up. You know, it keeps you wondering, and you always roll as the enemy die too. It goes to the left. So whenever it goes over to the next player's turn, you're rolling their enemy dice and encounters, and it kind of keeps you in the game. And you know, it makes the turns not so bad because you're actually active in the game, which is really cool. Because what you do influences. But I always, the people that I roll dice for, I roll really low the whole time, so they just ease on by. But there are times, because when you roll a 6, it explodes, where it will happen. I don't know why in this game, but it will happen like 4 times in a row, and there's no way you can win that. So you'll eat it. It's a brutal game, but I don't know if I ever had so much fun losing a game as I've had by losing this game. I ranked it really high. You know, earlier I was saying I'm looking for things to take over Pathfinder adventure card game, and I've had those things. Those games have gone in my collection. Waterdeep, definitely. Relic. I still enjoy it. Bought the expansion packs for it, but I'm moving on. Better things, which is sad because it just came out this year already. I'm not going to sell it or anything, but maybe, who knows. But this is it right here. I was really happy with this purchase. It's not that expensive. I think this retails for $60. You can, you know, go and support your local game shop and buy it there. I got this from the local game shop. I traded in some stuff and had a little extra cash, and I got this, and I was really happy with it. And I think if you get it off a miniature market, you probably get it like $40 or cheaper than that. It's not that expensive at all. If you love Talisman, you should love the things that they've done with this game. Things that they've added in, and a lot of people say, and I agree. I hope they add all of this stuff into Talisman 4th edition. That'd be exciting for when it's released. But I'm signing off, and I'll be hitting you with a few more reviews. I think next. What's left? We're gonna do a proper review of Battlestar because we played that a lot. I'm gonna do the Walking Dead board game. I'm not expecting a lot of it because it's a roll move game, but as a filler game, we're gonna play it through a few times and see if we like it or not. It's quick. It looks like it'll be quick. This should be long. And there's something else. Oh, let's figure it out. Oh, Firefly. I might try to get my back in on it, and then we'll do a group review of Firefly. But thank you guys. If you like the video, subscribe. Let me know what you think. And later.